Still waiting on supplies, so I figured I'd do another video, show you the frame as it's stripped down. Built this a couple of years ago for anybody who's new to the channel. Basically, this part here is from another bicycle. I slipped it into here. I added this bracket here to hold it, somewhat welded it. I'm going to do a full weld eventually. I just wanted to see if this would actually hold together at the time. I bolted it through this bar here, and this part here would normally be here. And as you can see, I ran a belt through it with a couple of spacers, and then removed another spacer here, bolt running all the way through, and then I got this one bolt going through the, which would be the brake mount through there, and then pivot point there. The whole bike goes on a shock, works with the shock anyway. It's pretty smooth. One of the issues I'm having is with the design was this area here. The only thing that's taking up all the weight is this plate here and this bar going across here, and I think what's happened is the weight being here has bended this bar, because I don't know if you can see that. That side is lower than that side. It's like twisted. So we're going to have to address that. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is straighten it out and then run a bar somehow across to give it a little bit of support. Because basically from here all the way to here is just basically, there's nothing there. You can bend it, see? So we're going to have to address that. But I mean, it's been like that for a couple of years, so it's not going to fail tomorrow. But we can, now that we're got it off the road for the winter, I can address some of the issues I've had over the years. I was either thinking about running a bar through here to here or here to here. I think here to here would be better, or even some kind of stabilizer that could help it out. That'd be actually look pretty cool if I put two stabilizers on it. But yeah, it's held out pretty good. As you can see, a number of holes in it from different mounting points of the controllers. Go easy on the holes. Turning into Swiss cheese. Touch a little bit of touch-up paint. I think next what I'm going to do is take the plate, the longboard off, and see what I can do about straightening out the front end there. But it's held up pretty good. I got to take this sleeve out that I made last year with the mod I did for the forks. I made them was, what is it, threadless, the threaded, and this bracket here has to be taken out, sanded and painted because it's starting to rust. But it's held up pretty good like that, and the headset stays tight, so that's good there. They don't look like they're bent. I had mentioned in other videos that it's only rated for like 30 miles an hour. They said on their website, so I wasn't too sure if that would survive the speeds I was going. But when I'm done, this will be 90 volts. We're going to be using this large one for the front, which can put up to 80 amps, so that's going to be crazy. And the rear one, I'm probably going to stick with I got to change the hub motor, but I'm still going to stick with a lower powered controller. Like, they do work together really well. You don't have to have them the same wattage. They can be, one could be lower than the other and it still give you extra power. Especially initial startup is really nice with the dual motor. The reason I want that is because I want to be able to flip it over. If I need to go long distance, I can use the rear, and if I want to like just go full out, I can use them both. If I was to go with two of these, it'd probably be too much for the battery pack. I wouldn't even make it around the block. I also want to do a wiring harness that is one piece. As I was building this bike, it slowly started to get into one piece, but it's not totally. I like all these wires here plugged into some kind of hub in the front, then a single wire going to down there, all strapped onto the bike, And I want to make it so when I have to redo something on the bike, I can just take the whole wiring harness off in one piece and set it down. And that means unplug everything. The way I've had it in the past is I've had to cut wires because they're soldered and everything else. It just makes it a pain in the butt when you have to service the bike. Like this here. This is the shunt and the ground plate. So this worked pretty good. This is the relay out of the AC unit. I forget if it was a 2 kV or 2 horsepower. It worked pretty good. I labeled it 12 volts and out or load. That way I don't blow it up. But this is probably the first relay I built that has withstood the voltages without failing. So it's a keeper. The fuse box worked out pretty good. Didn't fall apart. It fell off once, but never failed. I'm gonna probably try and mount this underneath the back end of the bike. I don't need this sitting out on the side in plain view. Obviously, you've seen that. That works. I've already tested it. That's out of the way. This still works. This is my 12 volt DC to DC converter, but I actually have to check the specs on this. I'm not too sure if this will actually take 90 volts without blowing up, and I don't want to find out the hard way. Actually, I'm going to leave that out of the pile. I'll look up the specs on that. I'm pretty sure I might not be able to use that unless... No, wait. No, I will be able to. Because this is off the regulator, which is 12 volts. Yeah, we're fine. We're good. I'm just being paranoid. Juntech. I totally forgot what the specs are in this, so I'll have to look that up. I don't know if that'll take 90 volts. Probably will. Probably won't. I'll have to look that up. But it's survived. It's been rained on a couple of times and it still works. So what I'm doing now is I'm still doing the batteries. Gotta grab some more RC wire. This is 12 gauge, I believe. Yeah, 12 gauge. And then I'll finish those off there. The gluing these cells together actually works, so I don't really need the black brackets. As you can see, the glue in there. And it's nice and firm. It's not going to fall apart. I've already tabbed them. By the time those are done, I'll have 8 more to do to make a full pack. And then I will be getting one of these to fit the whole pack inside of that, and we'd be good to go with the BMS, obviously. Anyway, I figured I'd give you an update on the bike. Yeah. I'll do another video when I pull the back off and start straightening it out and see what it looks like then. See if I find any more surprises like cracks or bends or anything like that.